The truth is, if you're still following the same content advice from 2020, you're already behind. You see, because 2026 is a different game entirely, and most creators haven't realized it yet. The platforms have shifted from the social graph, which is who you follow, to the interest graph, which is what you actually watch. This means the old rules of building an audience are dead, and the new rule, that's auditioning for attention every single time that you post. So if you're still obsessing over viral formulas, editing tricks, or thinking value equals long videos packed with 10 steps, you're actually playing the wrong game. And this video is about breaking down the new rules of content in 2026 and helping you see the invisible levers that most creators are actually missing. Now, most creators are still playing by rules that stopped working 2 years ago or more. They're writing 5-minute intros, thinking the algorithm rewards effort, or packing content with as many tips as possible. They still think that quantity equals value, but in 2026, you see value is clarity. Value equals clarity. We have entered the vibe economy. If your content doesn't create an immediate emotional transfer, it dies in the feed. You're not in the educational business anymore. You're in the attention and transformation business. So if you can't transform someone's perspective in the first 6 seconds, then honestly, you've lost them. We've been trained to think that more information actually equals more value. But in a world of AI-generated slop, you see information is actually a commodity. It's everywhere. So value in 2026 isn't about being the smartest voice in the room. It's about being the clearest one. The person who can explain in 20 seconds what others take 5 minutes to say is the person who wins the attention. So stop over-explaining, stop overstuffing things. If you give 10 steps with no emotional payoff, you aren't actually providing value, you're wasting time, and you're providing a chore to your end user. Now here's where creators waste most of their time. It's called the rim trap. You see, the biggest trap in 2026 is spending hours trying to perfect the wrong things. Creators obsess over gear, 4K B-roll, complex transitions. That's like painting expensive rims on a car with no engine. In 2026, there are only 3 levers that actually move the needle. The idea, so is it relevant? The hook, does it stop the scroll? And the emotional payoff, did they leave feeling different? Everything else to me is secondary. And honestly, fancy editing doesn't fix a boring idea. So don't overcomplicate it and don't overthink things. Just put out good content. And what about building patterns that win? You see, winning content is built on emotional transfer. It makes people feel something fast: curiosity, inspiration, surprise, or the I've been there validation. It uses simplicity as a weapon. Instead of what do I want to say, ask what are they already thinking, feeling, or struggling with at 2 a.m. If your content doesn't pass the scroll test in 2 seconds, then honestly, it's probably going to be invisible forever. And you need to remember that good ideas today are not born from scratch. They're actually recognized. Originality is overrated. Relevancy is underrated. The smartest creators spend more time listening to the interest graph rather than brainstorming in a vacuum or a silo. They look at what's actually trending, they find the gaps, and they remix them through their own unique lens and perspective. So a winning idea isn't something that's never been done. It's something that connects to a real human need right now in this immediate moment, in this immediate time. And here's one that I love sharing with my clients. You see, it's called the 3% remix rule. You do not need to be unique. You just need to be useful and clear. So think of content like Virgil Abloh's 3% rule. You take a familiar concept and change it by just 3%. You don't invent the bricks, you rearrange the Lego blocks into a structure that fits your audience better. So the smartest creators are not inventing new truths. They're interpreting existing ones for a specific niche and literally just changing them to match their content and match their style and match their audience. That's it. And people always talk about the algorithm and how it's ever changing, but I want you to remember 2 things: retention plus resonance. People still think the algorithm rewards grind or luck, but in 2026, the algorithm rewards signal over volume. So platforms now track active engagement, saves, shares, and DMs over passive likes. If your content makes people feel seen, they share it. If it's just facts with no feeling, it dies. So design for human nature, not for the machine. And a quick tip is use tools like ManyChat. DM automation helps grow your engagement. It helps reward you with the algorithm. Now here's a big one: mindset, the iteration mindset. So you see, I used to overthink every single piece of content just like all of you now, and it might be hard to believe because now I'm all about shutting up and executing, and I have so much around that, but that took me years to develop and understand. I used to write scripts that stayed in my notes app for months, but what changed everything? You see, for me, it was realizing that data beats drama. You don't figure out your voice by thinking, you figure it out by posting and getting signals from the algorithm and adjusting. It's not about getting it right from the start, it's about getting it moving. I'm telling you right now, the most important thing I can tell you is just start. Just go post content, just go put things out there, see what hits, see what resonates, see what works, see what doesn't, and then you will evolve from that, I promise you. So if I had to start from scratch today, this is the 8-step framework to ensure every video hits. First, we have the topic. So what is the core subject? Then we have the angle. So what's the unique take that makes it fresh. Then we have the hook. Does it trigger curiosity or a trust signal within 2 seconds? Then we have the POV. What is your specific stance? Don't be neutral, take a stance. Then we have the structure. Is it built for speed and clarity? Then the visuals. Do they support the emotion of the story? Then we have delivery. Do you sound like a human or a corporate robot? And then we have searchability. Are there actual keywords in your spoken words and captions? Because I'm telling you that helps with SEO and discoverability. And I want you to remember something else. This goes back to the whole mindset shift. It's not saturation. It's not the algorithm. It's internal noise. You see, most people don't grow because they never post. They just complain. They don't post because they overthink. They overthink because they're trying to be a guru instead of a guide. The real barrier is perfectionism, which is just fear in a suit and tie. Once you remove the need to be perfect, content actually becomes very, very simple. And that's why I highly recommend starting on TikTok. It's a great place to dump content, to test, to iterate, to see what works and what doesn't without being afraid of your friends or family seeing it, because it's going to be shown to other people first that have no idea who you are and what you do. And it's a great way to test that. So now let me explain why 2026 to me is the zero gatekeeper era. You see, there's never been less gatekeeping than right now. In 2026, you can go from $0 to $100,000 without a studio, a degree, or a team. AI tools now handle 70% of the production groundwork, from scripting to editing to repurposing. This has leveled the playing field across the board globally. And the only thing AI can do is actually care about your audience, make them feel emotion, make them follow you, make them come and connect with you. That is always going to be your job. And before we get to the end here, I want to give you one more uncomfortable truth. Nobody owes you views. You could spend 20 hours on a video and the audience will still scroll past it if the hook doesn't land. Nobody cares about your effort. They care about their transformation. Once you accept that, you stop trying to impress and you actually start trying to resonate. And that is the key here. I'm going to leave you with this. If your content hasn't been hitting, it's usually because you're trying to talk to everyone. And in 2026, talking to everyone is actually the same as talking to no one. So your success starts with one decision. That's your niche. If you don't get that right, then no amount of AI or editing will actually save you. Now, don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment for more. I have so much more coming in 2026. I'm doing my best to put myself out there just like everyone else, to create content, to share knowledge and experiences, and of course to help not only myself build, monetize, and scale my personal brands, my businesses, and my clients, but to take that and push all that knowledge and experience out to every single person watching, to say, hey, what can you take from these videos? What can you take from the AI tools I'm sharing? And how can you take that and put it into your own life and start to execute on your own path and in your own way? So stay tuned. We have so much more. And please remember, at the end of the day, just shut up and execute.